I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Hello everyone. Welcome to V Daily News. Imagine this, within minutes of reposting an Instagram story, Taehyung's name instantly resonated across the internet. No words. Just one photo. But the effect? Like throwing a stone into a calm lake, the waves never stop. What's the secret? How could a single repost from an idol create such a global storm? Is it simply a visual, or is there a hidden narrative he's slowly building? The photo isn't just a picture. It's a visual puzzle. Clad in a tiger print fur coat and shiny leather jacket, Taehyung looks like he stepped out of a film noir, eccentric, elegant, enigmatic. It's no wonder fans immediately flooded the photographer's account, Kim Hee-jun. Like an unfinished painting, Taehyung's expression invites endless interpretation. Is this a show of strength, or an inner dialogue trapped within the frame? The hashtags #TaehyungVisualKing and #THV Instagram update shot to the top of X, Twitter, trends, like lightning striking the night sky. But the question is, what makes this photo different from the previous ones? Hasn't Taehyung already wowed the world countless times? Perhaps the answer lies in his new aura, a visual evolution that feels sharper, calmer, yet far deeper than mere aesthetics. Some fashion observers call this a shift in Taehyung's visual code. From experimental to existential. He's no longer simply playing with fabric and color, but is beginning to weave a story about existence and identity. In every pose, there's a sense of boldness. In every look, there's a dialogue with oneself. As Taehyung said in an old interview, "I don't want to just look attractive. I want to look meaningful." And before the euphoria of that story subsides, the Coca-Cola Zero poster adds fuel to the fire of admiration. This time, with its striking red and expression that seems to say, "I know who I am," Taehyung reinforces his new persona, clean, fresh, yet never simple. This campaign isn't just about a soft drink, it's a narrative of a refreshing character rare in the celebrity world. How can Coca-Cola reflect the spirit of an artist? Perhaps because both speak through sensation. When Taehyung holds that can, he's not just holding a product. He's holding a commercial identity that's become a canvas for expression. "We're not selling a drink, we're selling a lifestyle," a marketing executive once said. And who better to do that than Taehyung? The next step comes with a striking silence. At the airport, with Jungkook, Taehyung looks like a character from a European art house film, minimal dialogue, full of gestures. He's wearing a plain black t-shirt and high-waisted jeans. It seems ordinary, but look again, the doll pendant in his bag and the soft, flowing scarf add emotional texture. What's the story behind it? Is it just an outfit, or a hidden hint of a grand plan? "The airport is the new runway," a fashion magazine editor once said. And Taehyung proves it. With every step, the public is forced to guess, where is he going? What's his mission? Why is Jungkook coming along? And why are they choosing matching outfits in such a mystery? No press release needed, their bodies speak in a silent language. What makes this all the more intriguing is the narrative pattern fans are beginning to discern. Taehyung isn't moving randomly. Every post, every trip, every campaign seems intertwined in an artistic fabric. Is he working on a global project? Or is this all part of his manifesto as an artist? Fans began exchanging theories, like a film noir community trying to decipher the meaning behind a gaze. An Instagram post became like a fragment of visual poetry, and ARMY became its active curators. "He's not just an idol. He's a statement," wrote one fan on Twitter. So, is Taehyung himself aware of the scale of this influence? The answer may lie in his silence. In a noisy world, Taehyung chooses to be an echo, quiet, but enduring. He doesn't appear often, but whenever he does, the world pauses for a moment. Not many artists possess such power. And it makes us wonder, what is he planning next? Interestingly, branding experts call Taehyung a living muse. Not just a face, but an active inspiration. He's not a doll polished by a brand, but an entity that makes the brand relevant. Celine, Cartier, Coca-Cola, all borrow his aura. But most amazingly, he hasn't lost himself in the slightest. This authenticity is what fuels the excitement. In a digital world full of filters and fabrications, Taehyung is like a rare slice of reality. He reveals both softness and strength in one breath. Masculineness and artistry, without clashing. It's as if he lives between two poles, effortlessly bridging the two. He shrouds himself in mystery, and that's what makes him so captivating, said a renowned fashion photographer. Behind the lens, Taehyung isn't just a model. He's a story begging to be captured. He's not just a character, but an atmosphere. And like all atmospheres, he influences everyone around him. This phenomenon is more than just fandom. It's a study in the influence of silence. In a world that constantly encourages people to speak, Taehyung chooses to remain silent, and that's precisely what makes his voice heard louder. He's like an unfinished verse of poetry, making anyone want to write the next one. Going back to that Instagram story, do you see it simply as a repost of a photo? Or do you also feel as if there's a spark of inexplicable energy? That's symbolic power. Visuals aren't just what you see, but what you feel. And Taehyung, somehow, always manages to touch that spot. Some cultural psychologists have even begun to study this phenomenon. How can an artist influence millions with just a gesture? The answer lies in consistency and intensity. Taehyung isn't an explosion, he's a flow. He doesn't explode, he infiltrates into minds, imaginations, and even norms of masculinity. It's no wonder he's been called an icon of this generation. He's not just a passing trend, but a lasting imprint on pop culture history. Even as BTS pursues individual activities, Taehyung's influence remains collective. He carries the group's name with him, but he also walks the walk as a fully independent artist. And now, we're back to square one, an Instagram story. Who would have thought that from one silent post, so many conversations could emerge? Taehyung teaches us that power doesn't always come from a loud voice. Sometimes, power comes from an unforgettable gaze, from a lasting gesture, from a meaningful silence. So, the question is, what do you see when you look at Taehyung? Just a celebrity? Or do you see yourself too, struggling to express yourself, finding space to be original in a world that demands uniformity? Now is the time for you to join the conversation. Share your story, your opinion, or even your own interpretation of Taehyung's post today. Are you inspired too? Or perhaps you see something others missed? Let's keep this discussion going. Share this article, leave a comment, and feel free to express how Taehyung has inspired your life. Because perhaps, in his silence, he's speaking to you. And if you think it all stops with visuals and fashion, think again. Taehyung is expanding his artistic spectrum into a broader and deeper space. He's no longer playing within the confines of the entertainment industry, he's creating his own world. A world where emotion, aesthetics, and social statements intertwine, without the need for explicit narrative. He creates sensations, then lets us piece them together. Some fans call his approach silent artistry. But ironically, it's precisely in the silence that the noise is created. While everyone else is clamoring to be heard, Taehyung chooses to be an echo that creeps slowly but lingers. Like perfume in the air, he's invisible, but leaves a mark. Look back at his digital footprint. He's not the type to share his daily routine or openly reveal his innermost thoughts. But through one gesture, one frame, or one story, he's like a small projector that displays a fragment of his life story, one full of color, texture, and emotion that can't always be described in words. Taehyung isn't unaware of his influence, either. He knows that every post will be dissected, analyzed, and discussed in no time. But he doesn't chase it. He doesn't play for sensation. Quite the opposite, he creates a contemplative space amidst the chaos of the internet. He's not clickbait, he's a deliberate procrastinator. When it comes to personal branding, many celebrities use it as a strategic tool. But Taehyung? He sees branding as an extension of his soul. He doesn't build an image, he presents himself with artistically crafted beauty. And therein lies its power, authenticity that is consciously curated, but never feels fake. This influence is beginning to extend beyond the realm of K-pop fans. In design schools, his visuals are used as case studies. In fashion discussion circles, his style is considered a pioneer in the redefinition of Asian masculinity. Among young artists, he is a symbol of the courage to be different, to not conform to established molds. A quote from a popular culture professor in Tokyo says, "Taehyung is a living artifact of this generation's zeitgeist, sensitive, complex, not black and white, and deeply connected to the public's subconscious." And you know what's even more fascinating? All of this is built without much talking. Just by being.
Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, no, this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, I'm losing shit. A stupid myth, you choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh,